Alright, what do we want to do next? Alright, physical. Yeah, okay. I'll run physical. We've got all the physical characters now, so for all you Boot Hill fans out there, I've got great news for you. He is going to be placed very highly. This one is gonna take a hot minute, dude. Jesus Christ. At this point, I just want to reuse the same intros, but no. There's gotta be a proper YouTube, whatever. Now we are going to rank every single physical character in Star Rail. We have some... I think we can all agree, physical kinda sucks. Physical is not great. There are a few good characters in physical, and then a lot of mediocrity, and some painfully bad. So to start off the painfully bad, I'm currently torn between... It is probably the Trailblazer, Sushang, Luca, and Natasha at the bottom of the list. I think Luca has probably a bit more utility, and it makes me upset to have to put the Trailblazer at 10, but yeah, at 10, we are going to be putting the Trailblazer. He just is underpowered. And the problem is, he gains his buffs by breaking characters, and it's an attack buff only. That's not very good. He's really just severely underpowered. I like that he can hit multiple targets. I like that his ult can be used to either hit multiple or hit one, and it gets different damage. It's a unique mechanic. It's fun. Nothing he does is really going to be better than any other DPS you can get. Oh, technique. That's very different. That is very different. Yeah, the overall technique is, like, fine. It's not really a factor when I make this list because it's literally just a heal. He snaps his fingers and then everybody's happy. It's like, it's helpful, but it doesn't really do much. So, alright, so we have Trailblazer at 10, unfortunately. At number 9, Okay, so again, it's either Natasha, Sushang, or Luca. They are all unbelievably mediocre. Hanya isn't really better than them, but I think Hanya is slightly more helpful. I think my problem right now is that Sushang kinda has a bit more utility because of Apocalyptic Shadow, where Break is very, very powerful. That is my one problem. Because Luca, as a DOT character, is not great. Also, because I'm putting this on YouTube, yes, commenters, I know that Luca can apply a DOT with his skill now. I never played the character beforehand. Fuck off. Anyway. But, yeah, I think it's kind of unfortunate, but I think I am gonna put Luca at 9. Luca is just... If you are playing a DOT team, you should be using any other DOT other than him. Almost all of them are going to be more helpful. And he just doesn't have nearly as much as other characters to really make him a benefit compared to just running a Gwenithan, running a Sampo, or if you have better characters, running a Black Swan, running Kafka, Acheron, all those characters. So, just a bit unfortunate for him. At number 8, we are probably gonna put... Now, you see, once again, I'm torn between Sushang and Natasha. Because Natasha, I don't think, is a really helpful character in any regard. But she has Cleanse, which is really nice. Yeah, never mind. There's literally no merit. Alright, so at number 8, we are going to be putting Natasha. She just kinda sucks. She has very little utility at high level. She does no damage at all. Anybody who was stuck with this character as your only healer for the entire game, I'm so sorry. The fact that she has a cleanse, extremely helpful, extremely nice. She doesn't really offer much besides that. There's really no reason to be using her. The only reason she's gonna be over Luca and the Trailblazer is because sustain is kind of more important than horrible damage dealers. At number 7, we are definitely putting Sushang. Sushang is fine. She doesn't really offer a lot, but she has good usability in at least one game mode, which is something that I feel like a lot of the other lower tier characters cannot say. So for that reason alone, she is basically gonna be at number 7. She has a bit of a she has unique parts to her, but again, nothing really stands out above the rest. There's a reason you don't really see a lot of Sushang teams going around. Like, she's very niche. She doesn't really add a lot to any specific team that she's on. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's life. There are always worse characters. There are always worse characters than Sushang. Remember that. That's a life lesson. So this is the point of the list where we actually get into halfway decent characters, and I'm very excited about that. Problem is, my knowledge of physical is really not the best, so we're going to see what we can do here. My personal opinion is that, without any shadow of a doubt, Hanya is going to be number 6. Hanya is an interesting character. I feel like she had a lot of intrigue when she was coming out. She has a unique way of kind of being a harmony unit, giving a attack buff, but also she will restore your skill points, which was very helpful before characters like Sparkle came out. She is a very particular niche, but also I praised her a lot in one of the recent videos I made of making lineups for every single planet, because the fact that she can increase your attack, get you skill points, and I think she helps with speed as well. And especially the fact that her debuff only goes on one character, which means that it works perfectly for follow-up attack teams, is honestly really good when you think about it. And in practice, it should work really well. Just for that reason, because I feel like she is genuinely just a very underrated character, we are going to give her 6 on the list. Alt up speed and attack. Yes, okay, that is what I thought. Alright, so number 5 is where things kind of get hard. So, okay, so I'm gonna say this out. I'm gonna say this, like, right now, so we can kind of start thinking about it. Boothill and Robin are the very top of this list. I feel like we all know that. So now it's either Clara, Argenti, or Yoon-Lee. The problem with Clara and Yoon-Lee is that Yoon-Lee is literally just better Clara. I'm not sure how I feel about Argenti. Argenti versus Clara is interesting, because Argenti is really, really good for pure fiction, but then I feel like Clara is just objectively more helpful in both the other game modes, and Clara is still not bad in pure fiction. She's not going to be your preferred character, but she's not bad either. So my biggest thing is like, okay, do we want to do Clara at 5? Because Argenti kind of has a significant edge on her in that one game mode, and he's not horrible in the other two? Or do we give to Clara for being a bit more well-rounded? That's where I'm kind of at. I want to go look at this list again, because I don't think it's a substantial difference between them. So, like, Argenti is T3, T0, T1.5, and Clara is T1, T1, T2. Just because I think the counters are working, they work very similarly to follow-up attack teams, and just because of how good follow-up is, and how much you can get out of it, me personally, I think Argenti's gonna be 5. Argenti is not bad. He works really, really well in pure fiction, and he's fine in the other game modes, but he is still just a bit weaker, I feel like, to many other characters, because erudition has historically not been great, and he wasn't really the first to break that mold. There were still a few more characters that came out after Argenti that are just already better than him still. If Clara doesn't get hit, she is worse than Argenti. I will give you that. But it's the same thing with Yoon-Lee as well. And the thing is, though, is that you can make it so that you are going to get hit. Clara is a character who has literally survived power creep for so long because she has gotten really solid teammates like Topaz, like Robin, Like, you can even pair her with March. Hell, you can pair her with Yoon Lee for all I care. I don't think Clara is really going to fall off that horribly in any point going forward. So, yeah, I'm gonna probably stay firm on this one. I think Argenti is gonna chill at 5. I do think he is underrated, because he's really pretty good, but I just feel like he just does not have the same absolute stomping power in a perfect scenario. Because in a perfect scenario where Clara is getting hit all the time, compared to Argenti's perfect scenario, which is he's going to get all of his attack cycles, he's going to get his big ult damage, I still feel like Clara is going to be superior. So then, shockingly, at number 4, we are going to have Clara. I don't think there's a huge difference between Argenti and Clara, and once again, Yoon Lee is better than both of them, but I do personally think that Clara is a bit better than Argenti. Not by much, but I really like the follow-up. I really like her playstyle, and I feel like her damage still works out really well. Because it's also the fact that with a character like Lynx, you can literally have Lynx heal Clara, and she will get that increased aggro, and you can still make that work even without Clara's perfect team. So I'm gonna keep Clara at 4. So now, number 3, Yoon Lee. Yoon Lee is just objectively better Clara. She's going to do more damage because she's a newer character. She has better mechanics. She's stronger, blah, 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 blah. Yoon Lee is just really good. I hate her, but hey, great job, Yoon Lee. So now we get to number 1 and number 2. I personally think this is, I'm going to be honest, this is really easy in my opinion. I think Boot Hill is the second best physical character, and I think Robin is the best physical character. Robin is once again a character that can plug and play with almost every single team comp and be helpful. She is so good in so many scenarios that it's not even funny. Boot Hill is incredible. Boot Hill is amazing. He does so much damage. If you build a good break team with reduced defense, like to reduce defense, you don't even need Harmony MC, or you can do that and Harmony MC, and he will just murder. He will be incredible. Boot Hill, very solid character. He works really well with Pela, who is a completely free character, which matters a lot in my opinion, is how well you compare with not always top tier teammates. So Boot Hill's incredible. But Robin is literally just the ultimate plug and play. She works with everything. She's incredibly good. Her buffs are insane. And she has action advance for the whole team. Like, there's no arguing. So, we're going to have Boot Hill at 2 and Robin at 1. Alright, recap the list one more time for the video. So, at the bottom of the list, at number 10, we have Physical Trailblazer, unfortunately. At 9, we have Luca. 8, Natasha. 7, Sushang, 6, Hanya, 5, Argenti, 4, Clara by the skin of her teeth, 3 is Yoon Lee, 2 is Boot Hill, and number 1, the queen of physical, Robin. Because Jesus Christ almighty, she's broken. Oh my god, that was a lot of yapping. That one was rough. That's... I was about to say, I really did not expect to get into a conversation about Clara versus Argenti, which in concept is hilarious because it just on paper imagining small child versus knight does not sound like an argument, but hey, Clara's got hands for a small child. Also, she has Svarog. You're starting to turn into a D1 yapper. Well, bro, this is why I don't do solo videos. I talk too much.